adding that to the agenda? Okay. All right. Anyone want to address the commission? I know Mr. Gamble is here and would like to address the commission, and anyone else is certainly welcome to. Mike, you can come on to the...
You always ask everybody else first.
No, I'm just making a general comment.
Okay.
I knew nobody
Appreciate
else.
that.
I knew nobody else would. So.
Gentlemen, I want to say to you, first of all, I don't really want to be here this morning. I've thought about this for the last couple of days. It's been a year since I came before you on basically approximately the anniversary date of the passage of the amendment to the Houston County bingo regulations. And quite frankly, it just came down to I felt like I'd be a coward if I didn't make this effort to come and chat with you a little bit. Now, last time I was here, I made what I thought was a very reasonable suggestion, and that was while then Country Crossing, now Center Stage, was shut down, and while there was talk of some about new and more legal bingo machines being put together, before that should happen and all that effort take place, why not have me and Sam Cherry or anybody who wants to speak on the issue come before this group in open forum before the public and discuss legalities of it. Now, I think the reasonableness of that position, the best way to point out that reasonableness is to just remind everyone that that entity out there that is basically a private public venture, Houston County's name is all over it, is operating today as we sit here in spite of and contrary to an outstanding cease and desist order issued by our Attorney General. Now, leave aside whether some people think that they've done legal research, extensive legal research that somehow shows that it is legal in spite of what our current Attorney General says. Leave that aside. And leave aside whether you are for gambling or whether you are opposed to gambling. I'm not here to talk about that today. What I'm here to talk about is confidence in the elective process, integrity in the elective process. I was disappointed when I came up last time and nobody acted on what I don't think anybody could say was an unreasonable suggestion on my part, which was to discuss it in open forum. The implications of that is, that maybe there's powers behind the scenes that say, no, don't listen to Mike Gamble. He's a troublemaker. Well, gentlemen, let me just say this. I have spoken around the state on constitutional reform, funding public education. I've spoken at Kiwanis clubs and groups about botanical gardens. I was president of that organization for a couple of years. I've spoken on downtown redevelopment, and I say this because on occasion, not all the time, but on occasion, I get introduced as a prominent Dothan attorney. Now, I'm not saying this to elevate myself. I merely say this to point out the ludicrousy of someone that might fill that designation to come before you and make a fool of himself. Now, I don't pretend to be the best lawyer in town, but I'm no slouch. I clerked for the Alabama Supreme Court. And because of my sense of public duty, I took the effort and the time to look at all of this. And I know what I'm talking about. I have a 5-story building on Main Street facing the Dothan Civic Center. It'd be foolish for me to come up here in front of cameras, in front of the public, and beg you about this issue and not know what I'm talking about. But you don't have to believe me. I've put before you a proposal to add to the agenda. And I'm asking you. Last time I didn't ask you. This time I'm asking you. And the proposal is very simple. It has some whereases in there which basically acknowledges that this commission certainly wants to have an open body. You want to maintain the appearance of propriety. So the simplest way to do that is to take it out of the little shadow comments that come after a meeting, and comments like, well, we've done legal research. I know that has not happened. Mr. Culver, I've asked him 3 different times to tell me who are the lawyers that did the legal research, that prepared the bingo regulations. Who are they? Who paid them?
Mr. Gamble, I will let you address the commission. You cannot take personal affronts to any member of the commission. So if you want to address the commission, you may continue.
I made request for that information to the person who ought to be able to tell me. And that issue has been avoided. A real simple issue. It's a real simple question, but on public forums there's been posts of general statements, ample legal research. But I know who prepared the bingo resolutions, and it wasn't anybody working for the county commission. And that brings up an interesting point. It should be looked into. That should be a matter of everybody's interest. But let's leave all that aside. Here's what I'm here to talk about today. This committee standing for the proposition of open government. And I have put before you a resolution for the establishment of an independent citizens review committee. And I'll start off with some of the whereases on them. And I'll ask the chairman, how much time do I have, please?
About a minute.
All right. Whereas we are currently operating with a cease and desist order, whereas prominent members of the community have expressed concerns about the process and about the legalities, whereas open and honest government is important to the community, whereas the Commission earnestly desires to avoid any appearances of improprieties and appreciates the value of an open and transparent process, therefore be it resolved, and I set forth some principles for the establishment of an independent citizen review body to look into the process, to look into the regulations, to take information from the public in an open forum so that we can have open and transparent resolution of this issue. And I want to be quite frank with you. I'm putting it out here because I know politically that Mr. Sinkfield and Mr. Battles can determine this issue, because there's only going to be 3 people voting today and at the commission meeting. And I'm just being straightforward with you. I'm putting you on the line to just
again,
either
keep your comments
not
to
do
the
anything about
Mr.
it.
Gamble.
Mr. Cover.
Sit down. Thank you for your comments. I'm not going to let our meeting get out of control.
If anyone has any questions for me, I'll
Mr.
be
Gamble,
glad to
please
answer
sit down or I will have you removed. I will not let this meeting be lost decorum by you or anybody else coming up here making accusations and addressing members of the commission.
Well, I can back up what I
Mr.
say.
Gamble, please sit down. You can come anytime and address this entire commission. We've had this discussion before. Mr. Gamble, please be quiet. Be quiet. We have had many opportunities for you to come and address this commission.
I'll be back.
And we've done that. And you're welcome to come back. This is an open meeting. We have been open many, many times. You have 5 minutes every Thursday that we meet if you want to address this commission. No, you may not. You may sit down.
I just want to apologize.
Thank you very much. You may come anytime you'd like. You will not address individual members. You will not make disparaging comments to this commission. You may come to that podium and make comments, and that is all you're allowed to do based on our rules and regulations, which make us comply with the open meetings law. I'm not going to let this commission be in violation of the open meetings law. I'm sorry. So you're welcome to come back anytime you want. Now, as far as your comments about things this commission does, I believe this commission has done pretty much everything on this. This is in the very capable hands of the Attorney General of the state of Alabama, and that is where it lies, and as it should. So, thank you for being here. Mr. Talley, you'd like to address the commission?